As Ryan Holiday said, there is nothing worth doing that is not scary. There is no one who has achieved greatness without wrestling with their own doubts, anxieties, limitations, and demons. Today, I will speak to you on the value of courage. I will speak on this value based on my experiences with courage throughout my life. I will be discussing 3 areas where I have applied courage, including my academics, navigating life, and interpersonal relationships. First, I will discuss how the value of courage helps with academics. For example, despite me having a poor GPA average throughout high school, I chose to dedicate and educate myself through my college years. I had been carrying around a false perception of myself that I had not been worthy of academics in high school. However, I held a standing 4.0 GPA average my first year in community college. It seemed almost impossible, but with lots of reading and education, I found myself studying, and at any given free moment I could spare, I soon had broken this false perception I had been carrying with myself, and no longer believed I was unintelligent. In fact, I soon found out that intelligence is something you can learn, and not necessarily something you are born with. It will take a great amount of courage to believe that I can achieve my academic goals. Now that I have discussed how the value of courage helps with academics, I will discuss the next 2 benefits of courage, including how it helps with navigating life and interpersonal relationships. Second, let us discuss how the value of courage helps with navigating life. When navigating life, I stumbled upon the fact that I did not have a purpose for living. We learn to be alive, but that does not mean that we learn how to live. I believe it takes incredible amount of courage to not only change who you are as a person, but also to want to make an impact in the world. I found that courage was one of the best methods of navigating life, my life. This meant that I would need to be courageous in all my decision making so that I could pursue the things I wanted in life. Now that I have discussed how courage helps with academics and how it can be used to navigate life, I will be discussing the next benefit of courage, which is using it in interpersonal relationships. Finally, the value of courage and how it helps with interpersonal relationships. When it comes to interpersonal relationships, it comes to my family, my friends, and coworkers and such. I've had the opportunity of learning how to create boundaries. I found that if I chose kindness and never sacrificed my personal boundaries for the people I cared about, I could create healthier interpersonal relationships. It took many hours of learning and growing before I could pursue this step. Still, at times, I am faltering in these areas. But through my faults, I have chosen to take it as an opportunity to learn and grow through my relationships. This placement of courage in my life is not only benefited me in the present, but also in the future, I will create lasting relationships, interpersonal relationships. To summarize today, I've talked about my value for courage. As you can see, courage has been significant in achieving my goals. I have shared with you 3 areas in my life where courage was the key to success, which included my academics, navigating life, and interpersonal relationships. Let me leave you with a quote I mentioned in the beginning of the speech by Ryan Holiday that summarizes the value of courage rather well. There is nothing worth doing that is not scary. There is no one who has achieved greatness without wrestling with their own doubts, anxieties, limitations, and demons.